final thoughts, the reality of differentiation. I'm Dr. Lisa Silmser. I don't know if you've ever been bowling, but the goal of the game is to knock down all of the pins. You get 2 attempts to throw the bowling ball down the lane, and you hope you position the ball in just the right way so all of the pins fall over. If you can knock down all 10 with the first ball, it's called a strike. And when you watch a great bowler get a strike, it usually involves this perfect configuration of steps and glides that send the ball down the lane with a lot of speed and spin. And when the ball hits the pins, there's a sound like no other, a satisfying crash that sends the pins flying. A less skillful bowler can also get a strike once in a while. Even though it's not quite as finessed or satisfying, it still brings a lot of cheers and celebrating. There's a metaphor here that works for teaching. Now, I'm certainly not saying that we're trying to physically knock our students over, but if symbolically we think about the pins that fall over as the students who are learning and growing, and our efforts to send the ball down the lane with the perfect angle, speed, and spin as the artful ways that we choose to design our curriculum, manage our classroom, and provide instruction, the metaphor seems to match up pretty well. Professional bowlers have the goal of perfect game, a score of 300, which means that every time they threw the bowling ball, they knocked down every pin. The casual bowler, like me, well, we just hope to get a strike once in a while. I'm actually pretty happy when I get 8 or 9 pins down, or when I get a spare, which happens when you see that second chance take down the rest of the pins. Some teachers fall into the casual bowler category when they teach. They settle for getting most of their students to learn. They acclimate to the thought that every teacher has some kids who struggle or give up or are just too hard to reach, based on a million different reasons. Differentiation suggests that we change that thinking. We, as teachers, change our thinking from being okay with teaching most of our students, from being okay with getting most of the pins down, to committing ourselves to teaching all of our students, to throwing strikes. It requires us to consider everything we do in our teaching. Like a bowler considers where they stand, how they hold the ball, how many steps they take, whether or not they have enough spin or too much spin. Teachers who differentiate look at the results of their teaching. They check to see who's learning and who isn't, and they adjust their content, their process, their products, and their classroom environment. Because bowling isn't about the bowler, just like teaching isn't about the teacher. Bowling is about getting those pins to move, and teaching is about helping our students to learn. But if we're honest, we know that the work of differentiation, heck, the work of being a teacher, is exhausting. The demands of the job seem to be ever increasing, and the needs of our students are never ending. So when someone suggests that now, on top of all the things that are required of teachers, we want them to differentiate and meet all of the needs of their students, some of us might say, I give up. Because we know that we're fallible. We run out of steam. We run out of ideas, and despite our best efforts, sometimes we just can't seem to get through to every single student. So here's the truth of it. Having a passion for reaching all of your students and putting energy into growing your skill set and implementing those methods to continue to engage kids and help them learn, that's what differentiation is all about. It's the attempt. It's the effort. It's the hope that this time could be the time that the kid masters the content you offered them. Gathering options as you do the work of being a teacher, spending time putting energy into learning new and innovative ways to engage your students, and putting into practice what you know is best, even when it takes a bit more effort or energy, it's all worth it. And it's all differentiation. As the teacher, you have thousands of choices each day. Put your students in the center of those choices and work to meet more of their needs. Not by doing everything all at once, but by slowly and intentionally increasing your skill and capacity. Here are a couple of tips to help you with your differentiation goals. First, Carol Ann Tomlinson, our queen of differentiation, says, start small, but start somewhere. Through this course, you've started your work with differentiation, and many of you have actually started in ways that aren't so small. Keep it up. Keep adding to your collection of strategies. Keep thinking about students who struggle as puzzles that you can solve. Do not give up on them or on you. Keep trying to move them forward. The second tip is to consider how you differentiate on a weekly schedule. Over the week, Did you offer options that would be preferred by your introverts? Did you offer options for your highly social kids? Was there a chance for kids to make choices? Were there options for visual learners, kinesthetic learners, and kids who love to perform or laugh or watch videos? Did you provide opportunities for many different types of kids to have voice and choice in your classroom over the course of a week? We cannot be all things to all people every day. You're likely to lose sight of the goals if you're busy running a three-ring circus. Instead, be proactive about providing a lot of options throughout your course rather than doing everything every day. The last tip is for you to consider your strengths and lean into them. Think about who God has designed you to be and be confident that He knows who your students are and has provided you as their teacher. Don't try to be like the teacher down the hall. Don't try to be like your mentor teacher. Don't try to be some perfect teacher image you have in your mind. Focus instead on what God has planned for you and who He has created you to be. The Bible says that God is looking out for you and He's on your side. Psalm 32:8 says, I will guide you and teach you the way you should go. I will give you good advice and watch over you with love. If you're seeking to serve people through teaching, God will give you what you need to serve them well. All you have to do is ask for His guidance, and you will see His hand in your work. As you think about your students and the needs they have, continue to seek answers for how you can move them and help them learn. As their teacher, your proactive work in meeting their needs is the foundation of differentiation. May you continue to improve your skills and perfect your craft for the benefit of each and every one of the people who call you teacher.